Hi everyone. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you establish and maintain a consistent Speak Out Home practice routine. It is so important that you do your Speak Out exercises every day, just like you do your physical exercise every day. Very important for Parkinson's. Today's topic are puns. Can you see this okay? It says, I've got my eye on you. Let's all say that with intent. Ready? I've got my eye on you. And you notice it's spelled I-O-N. Let's say it again. Ready? I've got my eye on you. So it's going to be a fun session, and thank you to Lisa, one of my assistants, who prepared it, and thank you to Julie, my other assistant, who is monitoring today's session. Take a sip of water and do it with intent. We are strengthening the muscles that we're using for speaking and for swallowing, and we're learning how to transition speech, transition talking from an automatic function to an intentional act. Think about that. We're transitioning speech from an automatic function, which talking is usually just automatic, and we're transitioning it to an intentional act. And when we do that, we activate a part of the brain that is not as dependent on dopamine, and that's why it works. Let's go ahead and do the first speak out exercise, the may, me, my, mo, moo. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Make your voice fly up and forward. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Again. May, me, my, mo, moo. I want to help you do these exercises in the right way because, practice doesn't make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. Let's do it again. Make sure to connect the sounds and speak out. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Up and forward. One more. May, me, my, mo, moo. Very good. We're done with the first exercise. That is the warm-up. Let's take a sip of water with intent. You want to learn how to be intentional anytime you are eating and drinking. I always have to be careful, for example, when I'm eating granola. I don't know, for some reason it just wants to go all over the place. So I have to really chew and be careful when I'm eating that. So that's the way you want to be whenever you're eating and drinking, and believe me, it will help. Improving swallowing in Parkinson's is not just about doing the exercises and strengthening the muscles. It is about being mindful, really concentrating on what you're doing, and it does help. Let's move on to speak out exercise number 2, the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide and project that ah forward. Ready? Ah. You want a consistent sound. You don't want it trailing off at the end. Let's do it again. Good. Again. The sound should be clear and consistent. Let's do a shorter one. One more. Okay, we're done with the ahs. Let's take a sip of water with intent. I actually think Beth is the one monitoring today's session. Beth has been working with us for the summer. She graduated with her degree in education. She's going to be teaching second grade, and she had a few months, so she has been working with us, and we're very grateful to her. And she's been monitoring a lot of the sessions, and her last day is this Thursday. Next, speak out exercise the glides. Project out a steady ah. Steady ah first, and then start gliding. Ready? Ah. Ah. So by steady ah, what I mean is when you do the glide, you're not just going to start going ah. No, you're not going to do that. Steady ah, then glide. Ready? Ah. Ah. Let's do it again. Good. Let's do it again. Stop. Close your mouth. And now. We're being very deliberate and purposeful. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. The sound is always in front of you. Take a sip of water with intent. We need it. All right, we're ready. We're going to move on to the next exercise, which seems so simple. It's just counting, but what we're really doing is re-coordinating the breathing pattern. Did you know that it is the coordination of the breathing that is the main problem with speech and swallowing? It's actually not the vocal folds, it's the coordination of how the muscles are working together. So this is why we are going to say some numbers. We're connecting them and speaking out, but then at the end of each line we're going to stop. That forces you to take a breath. I don't want you to think about the breath. You'll just do it, okay? We're re-coordinating the breathing pattern. Here we go with intent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're not letting it trail off, okay? Let's try to exaggerate the last number of each row. That forces you to put a little more oomph into the end, and we're not going to trail off. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's go backwards. Do the same thing. When you get to the last number in each row, exaggerate it, hold it out a little bit more. Start with 16. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a sip of water. If you tend to trail off at the end of your sentences, one little trick you can do is in your workbook, in your Speak Out workbook, you can underline or highlight or circle the last word of every sentence or the last number in each line. When I used to do this treatment out of my home in 1999, 2000, I used a lot of children's books with my patients. We don't use children's books because they're simple. We use them because I don't want you to be too enthralled in what you're reading. We're trying to build the strength and endurance. But I would take the children's books and I would highlight or underline the last word in every sentence. And at that time, my kids were like 6 and 7 years old. And they're like, "Mommy, you are not supposed to be writing in books." But anyway, that's a little trick you can use, and that will help you. All right, we are doing puns. I've got my eye on you. Everybody say that with intent. I've got my eye on you. Let's read these sentences with intent. Exaggerate the highlighted words. Ready? When the smog lifts in Los Angeles, UCLA. Again, with more intent. When the smog lifts in Los Angeles, UCLA. Next one. A thief who stole a calendar got 12 months. Again. A thief who stole a calendar got 12 months. Next. Writing my name in cursive is my signature move. More intent, ready? Writing my name in cursive is my signature move. Don't let it trail off. Next one. I didn't like my beard at first. Then it grew on me. Every word with intent. Speak out. Ready? I didn't like my beard at first. Then it grew on me. And this one. Ready? With her marriage, she got a new name and address. One more time. With her new marriage, she got a new name and address. Take a sip of water. Swallow with intent, always. All right, fill in the blank. Ready? Now, when you are reading a long sentence, especially if you rush your speech, it sounds strange, but you really have to think about lifting every word. Just like you lift for the may, me, and you lifted with the counting, you're going to lift every word and project it forward. So don't think of it as 2 sentences. Think of every word needs to go forward. Ready? I once worked at a cheap pizza shop to get by. I needed the... Did you say dough with intent? Let's read it again. I once worked at a cheap pizza shop to get by. I needed the... Okay, so we're lifting every word. Ready? Next one. Why is the bee's hair always sticky? Because he uses a... Speaking of honey, you'll know that my husband is a beekeeper. He's a software engineer gone beekeeper, and he is processing the honey now. Oh my gosh, my house smells like honey. For those of you that live in town, we're going to let you know. I know many of y'all buy that honey, and he donates the sales to Parkinson Voice, but I'll let you know when the honey is ready. Let's go ahead and read this again. Lift every word and project it forward. Ready? Why is the bee's hair always sticky? Because he uses a comb, of course. Next, what do you call a sleeping bull? Let's read it with more intent. What do you call a sleeping bull? A bulldozer, of course. All right, let's go ahead and do Dr. Boone's words. Exaggerate the G's, the K's, and the NG's. We'll read each one twice. Ready? Goo la gang ga ga. Goo la gang ga ga. And the next one. Ku ka mangu ka. Ku ka mangu ka. So we're always lifting, okay? Gu la, okay? We're always lifting, and in conversation, you are always lifting. So practice it. So it'll be, how are you, honey? Everybody say that with intent. How are you, honey? Do you see how we're lifting and projecting? One more time. How are you, honey? Let's do these twice. Gangla, gangla. And the last one. Kukla, kukla. When you lift it, it sounds so much better. Go ahead and get some water. I mean, instead of, how are you, honey? It would be, how are you, honey? How are you, honey? We don't want that. No, we don't like that. All right, time for the bonus reading. There's the bell for everybody that was missing it. The bonus reading is called an excerpt. This is an excerpt from Salad Pun Poem. All right, we're going to read it. We're not going to stop. We're going to be deliberate, though, and exaggerate the highlighted words. If you get off track from us, it's okay. You can always catch up at the next highlighted word. And when you read, it needs to be with a lot of energy. We're trying to reach about 80 decibels. That's pretty loud. It's not like regular conversation. We're trying to build strength and endurance. Here we go. We can have fun if you let us. Just tossing salad puns. I'll try not to wilt, for I'll try dressing these puns to your appetite. If I promise to pepper my puns, maybe you won't throw salt. I should leave this alone, because I'm no chef. Let's read it again with even more intent. Ready? We can have fun if you let us. Just tossing salad puns. I'll try not to wilt, for I'll try dressing these puns to your appetite. Are you speaking out? If I promise to pepper my puns, maybe you won't throw salt. I should leave this alone because I'm no chef. Were you able to read? Were you able to read the bonus reading with intent, really focusing on lifting and speaking out? You can download today's reading material. It is available along with the past 4 days. The reading material from the past 4 days. You can download that too. And thank you for joining me today. If you are in the Dallas area, we have singing group in our clinic every Wednesday at 10. And if you're not, we have our Parkinson sing-along on Thursday, and that will be after this session at 10:30. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.